I'm playing it in my head. Please don't put that in there. Hey guys, this is Player One. Kyron Turner here, back with another episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. If you have some time, do me a quick favor. The like button, hit that for me. Also subscribe to the Sweet Talkers channel. We are here, we are gay, we are for you. This is all inclusive. This is something a really hard-working man is building. And we really appreciate you taking the time to visit the channel and just check out the content. And thanks for watching. Now let's get to it. We're back. We are here reviewing one of the very important games that came out when the PS5, right around when the PS5 first dropped, was Spider-Man Miles Morales. I actually got this at the Target store, at Target, Lego, in commemoration for the Spider-Man Venom movie, or the Venom Let There Be Carnage movie that's coming out. And I thought, let's go ahead and just kind of revisit Miles Morales. As I break the damn thing. Alright. So, give me a second. Okay, so as we revisit, in commemoration of Venom Let There Be Carnage coming out, let's revisit a very hot game that dropped when the PS5 was first released. One of my favorite games, probably one of the things I was excited about getting a PS5 for, was Spider-Man Miles Morales. Guys, we talked about this channel wanting to be something for black, gay, something that was inclusive to all, something that can make you feel at home for those gamers out there, rather than just kind of watching some generic guy from some channel. From some channel. Rush a video out. So I'm here in depth. I also got the PS5 a little late, but I'm giving you an in-depth review of Spider-Man Miles Morales. I have 5 different categories that I'm always going to look at when I'm reviewing and judging a game on whether or not you should spend your $60 to $70, because games are $70 now on video game, and if you should go buy it. We break it down into 5 categories. First is story. How is the story? What is it centered around? How long is it? How long does it take you to beat it? We're going to talk about graphics. How does it look? We are in 2021. What is the game looking like? Does it look photorealistic? Is it stylistic? Is it gameplay? How does it play? Guys, that's the number one thing with video games, is how does it play? Mechanics, how do the things in the game work as far as their systems, their loot systems? How are the leveling up systems? How is the customization? What can you do? The mechanics of the game. And then lastly, guys, because this is a channel that is going to be inclusive for all people, we want to talk about the inclusivity of it all. Is there content that is relevant to people with disabilities? Does it have content for people of color? Does it have content for people of diverse religions? And we just want to look at that, because honestly, that's important. So let's get into it, because we've talked enough. Miles Morales, number one, start with the story. The story of Spider-Man Miles Morales centers on Miles. We take control of him. What happens is Peter goes overseas on a trip, and it leaves the city to Miles. All of Harlem will be at your disposal in Spider-Man Miles Morales. The main villain is going to be the Tinkerer in this, and guys, it takes you on a wild ride. There are exciting challenges. The costumes, there's probably about 20. They give you so much choice, and the story, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but by the end of it, you are me at 2 in the morning, sweating and in tears, because it's so damn good. Story, we're going to give it 4 out of 5. That's kind of how we're going to grade everything, guys. The only reason why it missed to 5 is because the only thing about Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be that it's a little short. The focus of the story is great, but it's a tad shorter than you would like, coming in at around 8 hours for main story completion. And if you add all the extra content that's there, it's about, you probably beat it in about 15 hours or less. So that's the only reason why. It leaves you wanting a lot more. We're gonna move on to graphics. Guys, long story short, this game looks unreal. I mean, and my boyfriend was kind of just taking a look at it as I replayed it just before I got ready for this. from the headphones that are on Miles right when you open the game. If you zoom in, if you look when the camera pans, you can see fingerprints on those. From the texture of Miles's hair, the texture on his coat, rocking the FUBU 1920 something, rocking some coat. What year was it? 2000 and...
Don't try it. Finish your show, girl.
He's a whole joke. But it looks great, guys. At times it can feel photorealistic. The faces, the animations, if you zoom in the photo mode, which is also part of the game, which honestly it should be in every game because it's just awesome to zoom in and see these characters. But you can see the wrinkles on Peter's eyes. You can see the no wrinkles on Miles's face because black don't crack. The graphics are good. The graphics 5 out of 5. If you get it on the PS4, it's not as crisp, but it does look just as good. There's a side-by-side comparison that you can check out on YouTube. Next, guys, is gameplay. I base this on how fun it is. How are the buttons mapped on the controller to make it easy for you to remember and navigate and feel like you're actually Miles. Feel like you're that superhero kicking ass. And it works. Like, gameplay is 5 out of 5 in my book because if you are a casual gamer, you might need to practice a little bit more. They do throw a lot at you as far as how to do things, the things that you can do dodging. But pretty much most of it's simple. They map the punch and kick buttons to one button, dodge button, they map that to, or the dodge, they map that to another button, and it just kind of flows. The gameplay is fun. They have all different kinds of side quests that are, to me, a little bit more relevant to Miles, to a story of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, to me, you talk about first superhero, was my #1 growing up as a kid. I played the Spider-Man on PS1 where you didn't have any rendered bottoms of the city. It was just the tops. And the swinging went one straight line up. So you were swinging from God, girl. I don't know where you were going, but it was going up. But I played that. I had different kind of Spider-Man comics, and I was always talking about Spider-Man and Spider-Man little light up Skechers shoes. You know how they did those things, the Velcro, because I was a little dumb, y'all. I couldn't tie my shoes till late, so I had to use Velcro. It's a little sad. But gameplay, guys, 5 out of 5. It just makes you feel like you are a superhero. Insomniac, bless you, child, because you have made a superhero game that actually feels like it. Guys, next is mechanics, and this is kind of how the game is being supported, the gameplay, through loot systems, through customization, through leveling up, things like that. This game, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Great. It's missing 5 perfect score because at times the leveling up, as far as the levels that Miles can progress through as he's fighting and gaining experience, they kind of almost, it doesn't seem like it's important because as you get more of his venom powers, is what they like to call him, his electricity powers, that's all you need. The combos and the powers, along with the upgrades that you get from suits, which is another thing that's great, that works in tandem with the gameplay. It seems like the leveling up gets a little bit lost. So that's why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And the last one, as far as the category, which is probably going to be the most important, is the inclusion category. Guys, this game, and the reason why I hold this category near and dear to my heart is because representation matters. It matters that we see ourselves on TV. It matters that we see things like Black Love, Hollywood. It matters that we see things that are a part of who we are as a people. It's important that Asian people can see things like Shang-Chi, and it's important that white people can see things like Grey's Anatomy, and it's important that, I'm joking, but no, in all seriousness, guys, it's important that we see these things. This 5 out of 5, it hits it on the head. From the moment you see the game opens, it's hip-hop music. It's a mix on the Spider-Man thing. You see this black, Latino young man living his life as a person who saves the day and is important and is the main impetus for the story to move. It is one of us, and that is important. And this game gets it right. There is one important image that we're actually going to throw up now. One part of the game, they even have an entire Black Lives Matter mural. it made me feel important, and not even just us. One of the main NPCs that kind of has like a little crush on Miles she has a hearing disability, I believe, and she's signing, and it shows you insight into Miles because he's sign language. He knows that he's performing sign language with her, and it just includes so much. And I'm not looking for games to include everything. It doesn't need to be black, gay, pro this, pro that, include Spanish people and Asian people, include, but it just has to focus on what the subject is. This is about a black, Spanish, African-American young man, 15, no older than 15, who is saving the world beside a white, besides something we always get. That's very important, and it gets it right. There are a little bit a couple more surprises in there. It even has cats, y'all. One of the, and I will throw that image up there too. One of there's like a spider cat. You can't like, it's your cat. It's your cat. So I gave that a 5, guys. Wrapping this up, I kind of take the average of all the scores and just kind of give it like an overall score. This game gets a 4.7 out of 5. It's the 0.3. Kind of where it doesn't get that perfect score is so short. You can beat it in about 8 to 10 hours, and you just want more. It's just, I want to know more. And I'm almost a little disappointed that the next game is Spider-Man 2 and not Spider-Man Miles Morales 2, but I'm hoping they give that to us because there's something we need. I want to thank Insomniac Games for putting this out and just kind of giving a nod to us. Another game that does that is that game Deathloop. Just giving a nod to us. I love it, and it feels very, very good. Thank you for supporting. Play this game, okay? This game is awesome. Guys, thanks for watching. This is Player One. Have a good day. Waka waka.